You've probably heard that using ice cubes is the best way of watering your orchid, but actually that's not the case. Today we'll be talking about the best ways of watering your orchid in your own home. The reason why ice cubes are not good for your orchids is because most of these orchids are coming from the tropics. Putting an ice cube like this on top of the plant and letting that cold water trickle through the root zone is not actually ideal. So if you look here, we have two different potting mediums. The first one is sphagnum moss and the second one is your bark. This plant in sphagnum moss, I would water this about once a month. This thing is retaining about 2 pounds of water. But if you do buy an orchid that comes in bark, that's gonna dry out a lot faster. For something like this, in orchid bark, I water about once a week. The water weight of this was about 1/4 pound. So that kind of indicates to me that I need to water this a little bit more often. So how do you actually water your orchid? You wanna usually use lukewarm water. Run it under your sink for about 15 seconds. The second method in which you can water your orchid is just soaking it in a container of water for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you can pour out the water and you're done watering. As a recap, don't use ice cubes, but instead look at the potting medium and let that dictate how often you should water your orchids.